Okay, can I cut and start? Hello, good morning. Can you hear me? Okay, thank you. I'll continue. Okay, bye. Good morning, students, faculty, and all other invitees and delegates participating in this program. At the outset, I hope you are all well and safe in this prevailing pandemic situation. I hope you to be diligent in following the guidelines yourself, your family, and the society at large. These are difficult times and it requires our collective commitment, and I am sure we will come out of this soon. I'd like to thank the faculty and the management of Hindusthan College of Engineering and Technology for giving me this opportunity to be a part of this webinar. I am Venu Madhav, Director Technology at LG Equipments. I am responsible for new product development, technology development, and innovation with a view in order to meet the global market requirements. A gist of our company. LG Equipments was established in 1960 as an air compressor and garage equipment manufacturing company. Over the years, the company has grown exponentially and expanded its product portfolio and aligned its offering to changing market requirements. Today, LG Equipments Limited is a global air compressor manufacturer with a broad line of innovative and technologically superior compressed air systems. LG won the coveted 2019 Deming Prize for Excellence in TQM. This recognition is a tribute to all our employees worldwide. Our aspiration is to become the #2 company in the world air compressor business by 2027. It's a great feeling for me to interact with a number of young aspiring engineers through this webinar and share my views on industry expectations from students and academia. It is a common practice to measure a country's development in terms of the number of engineers produced by that country. You all belong to the young generation of the engineers who will see and ensure the transformation of India from a developing country to a developed nation in the coming years. The Make in India vision large room for development and growth, and we need to utilize every opportunity that comes our way to progress towards the transformation into the developed nation. As we progress in this path, the challenges and expectations on us will increase from within our country and outside as well. We need to prepare to face these challenges and expectations head on and to achieve our goals. Now, I'd like to bring your attention to few aspects which I believe will be important for engineers to handle these challenges of the global market scenario. The first point being strong knowledge and wisdom in engineering fundamentals. It is important to understand that industry work involves optimal interface of several parameters from different domains of engineering to achieve a desired application requirement. During our interactions with students on various occasions, we realized that most of the students are losing touch with the subjects even third semester. It is important to connect between the theoretical knowledge acquired during academics and the real-time application of the knowledge, which is completely missing today. This is really unfortunate. Sometimes the students claim that they use software tools for creating a design or achieving any other type of work. Also, they say all the details are available in the public domain. They can search for anything and find it immediately. Then, where is the need to remember? From my perspective, The details available in the public domain is only information. It is available to everyone, both relevant and non-relevant users. Understanding the details is knowledge. Once we understand, we acquire knowledge, then it is difficult to forget. The ability to think and act using the knowledge to perform a job is wisdom. Wisdom is what is expected from emerging engineers. Without wisdom, any job performed by using a software tool is a mere ritual, as there may be a lack in understanding and application of underlying engineering principles, real-time boundary conditions of results, and course corrections may always be suboptimal. Hence, I request academia to design the curriculum and systems like project planning, industry engagement in such a way that it will enhance the wisdom of engineering fundamentals for the students. The second point which I would like to touch upon is the process orientation. Our general tendency is to complete the work by some means. During the course, we learn something, experience and overcome some challenges. However, we are subconsciously not attentive to the learnings and the experience. If we have to do the same work or similar work after some time, we may take a completely different approach. Though we may achieve results through that approach, we may face different challenges and it take same or more time to achieve the same work or similar work. This is not the effective way of working, as we will lose precious time something that was already understood and achieved. A process orientation approach will bring effectiveness and efficiency to the way in which we work. It strives to motivate and make improvements. It motivates people to look at achieving the results by following a pattern. A process orientation is a philosophy of business. It is more than a methodology, and it implies no accepted actions of a single or connected systems. The goal is to ensure the processes are performed effectively and efficiently, irrespective of organizational boundaries. In simple words, the process-oriented approach defines 5 W's and 1 H. The 5 W's stands for what to do, why to do, where to do, who will do the work, and H stands for how to do the work, which is more important, and ensure the consistency. The companies are focusing more and more on the process orientation to achieve the business results effectively and efficiently. The practices like TQM, that is Total Quality Management, Six Sigma are helping the companies in institutionalizing the process orientation. The challenge for the companies is the availability of people with exposure and understanding of such practices, as this is not part of any curriculum and academic program. While on-the-job training can be given, it will be difficult to sustain without an inclination towards these practices. Hence, students may be given exposure to process orientation practices and prepared to handle the jobs through process orientation. Thirdly, documentation is another critical attribute and complements well with the process orientation. Traditionally, we are very poor in documentation. Because of this, we have lost several opportunities to patent several innovations by us in the past. In the absence of documentation, we as a system ending up doing the same thing repeatedly by different people. This approach is not very effective or efficient. This could be the reason in the highest research degrees like PhD and above, extreme importance is given for documenting the work. The same focus can be brought into the graduate level education to train the students towards documentation. In building new processes and improving the existing processes, thereby bringing the efficiency and effectiveness into the overall system. The fourth point of interest is innovation. Normally, we tend to believe innovation is all about generating new ideas and creating new things by working on various and completely different aspects. Today, there are more than 150 definitions for innovations available in the net if you search, of which the most prominent and applicable one in the industry, the innovation definition is: the innovation is all about doing things differently and effectively that will bring continuous improvement and ensures staying relevant on the process. This will ensure continuous improvements in the specific area of work under consideration. The culture of innovation is to be incubated in the student's mind during their studies. There are different approaches and practices like TRIZ, design thinking, Scamper, which can be inculcated as part of curriculum. This will encourage the students to contribute towards improvement from day one of their inception into the industries. The fifth point I would like to cover is on the quality consciousness. Quality is all about meeting the objectives of a job independent of influences from internal and external interfaces. The objectives can be stated needs or unstated wants of the job. Quality should start from each one of the individuals while performing the job. Traditionally, we easily accept and forgive some deviations while performing a job without considering their impacts and effects at finer levels. However, with this, on a larger perspective, the overall objective of the job will be compromised. We should focus on improving our standard of acceptance levels, and we should work towards meeting the objectives without any exceptions. Let me tell you a short story to understand this better. Once upon a time, a king wanted to inaugurate a memorial in a very short time. He identified few people and a leader and gave them a deadline to complete the project. Every one of them worked very hard and then completed their task one day before the inauguration. The leader went and told the king about this and requested the king to see the memorial in advance. When the king visited the site, a sculptor was working hard to make an idol. He also noticed an exactly same idol lying close by. The idol was meant to be kept at the main entrance 10 feet above the ground of the memorial. The king asked the sculptor, "Tomorrow is the inauguration, and when that idol is already ready, why are you making another one?" Then the sculptor replied to the king, "My lord, I just observed a hairline crack by the side of the idol's nose, and I wanted to make another one without the crack." Then the king went to look at the idol to identify the defect. On very close observation, he identified the crack. Then the king looked at the sculpture and said, "The idol is going to be kept 10 feet above the ground. Only after you told me about the crack, I was able to find it, and that too only on very close observation. Then who will notice it when we kept it 10 feet above the ground, even if we put the defective idol at the entrance?" Then the sculptor replied that, "My lord, I know it, and whenever I see the idol, it will bother me. This will not give me any satisfaction, so I thought I should replace it." The king admired the sculptor's commitment and quality consciousness, and he gave him a handsome reward. The moral of the story is we should work towards meeting the optimum levels, not for anybody else, but to achieve the objectives of the work and for the satisfaction of ourselves. This type of attitude towards quality will be appreciated well in the industry environment. Hence, students and academia should work towards inculcating this culture. The other expectation is on tenure. Normally, people tend to change the jobs frequently in the name of growth, higher studies. Some people even claim that they learned everything on a particular job and they need a change for further learning. In my opinion, this may not be true. Even after 25 years of working in compressor field, I still believe there is a lot to learn, and in fact, I learn every day. The shorter stints will create stress on industrial environment as lot of time, effort and money has been put to train the people in bringing them up to perform the jobs at desired level. Also, the growth which comes from frequent changes is not sustainable and becomes flat after some time, as the particular individual may not be able to acquire the overall knowledge and skills for performing leadership roles. So, smaller tenure is neither beneficial to the individual nor to the industry. Hence, students may be trained and counseled to plan their tenure and hence the career appropriately. The sixth aspect I'd like to touch upon is the teamwork. There is a famous saying, alone we can do so little, together we can do so much. This is an absolutely true in the industrial environment. Every job has multiple owners and stakeholders, and each one of their perspectives are different. Hence, no job can be completed by an individual with an individual's perspective. Everyone in the team should understand each other's perspective and support each other to attain the desired results and goals. If we don't work as a team, it will result in chaos and stalemate. While as a student, one will perform an individual perspective, they should also be conscious and aware about the attributes of teamwork to be able to work seamlessly after joining an industry. There are few more important aspects like communication, analytical skills, positive attitude, passion, and I am not going into the details as they are complemented by the already discussed expectations. I would like to leave a specific note to the academia. You need to establish centers of excellence to work on fundamental research and involve both students and the industry to contribute new avenues in science and technology. In order to achieve this, our company LG has initiated a program called State of the Future Art to identify, develop and nurture innovation. Besides our employees, we will also involve academia to contribute in this initiative. The findings of these initiatives will be celebrated on our Technology Day held on 15th December every year. My team will be approaching the selected academia for their participation. Please do participate and please reach out to us if we have missed you. We will guide you in participation process. I think I have given several insights on industry expectations. Some of them may be intuitive and basic. However, these are very important and critical to have a good contributing career while working in an industry environment. With this note, I'd like to conclude this webinar by wishing you all a very great learning experience in your studies and successful career in future. I also wish you all stay safe and be well in the prevailing difficult situation. Thank you. Now I can take few questions and based on the time, all other questions will be appropriately answered and the team finds a way to reach these answers to you. Thank you. I'm seeing the chat, but I am not yet seen any questions. Yeah, Mani. Yeah, I gave my lecture. Any questions? Yeah, I already asked. I am continuing it. Okay, thank you. There is one question from Aditi Chakravarti. I am a first year engineering student. How we can develop our knowledge? As I indicated to you in my presentation, please focus on engineering fundamentals and understanding the importance of wisdom, and thereby you can work towards learning the things which is the first and foremost requirement for you. And the same person asked, how do I develop industrial knowledge? I think as part of your curriculum, there are several ways and options to interact with the industries. You can have industrial visits, you can do some projects, term projects in industries, and also the programs. What I said in LG, there is a state of the future art initiative where we will have a program to engage with academia. There is a, you can participate it. There are several industries having similar type of such initiatives. You can participate there and interact with people, and you can improve your industrial knowledge and the requirements thereon. Again, there are few more questions on which skill is important for engineering students. I again requested, I mentioned as part of my presentation also, your fundamental knowledge, your innovation, your quality consciousness. These are all the main attributes, and others, whatever I mentioned, are important. And you need to more and more focus on enhancing your fundamental knowledge, and more importantly the ability to apply that knowledge to perform a job will be trained as part of the job requirement. And also the quality consciousness, innovation are the abilities and attributes to take you further consistency growth in the career. There are few questions on how to participate in technology day in our company. uh, Maybe you can our people will be approaching your people for and with information giving on the participation of technology day and other things. As I told, if by any chance we miss, maybe you can coordinate with this webinar coordinator, and I will share my details to him. If you can write, we will share you the process of participation in our program. There is another question: what opportunities are provided by your company which is different from the others? There are ample of opportunities the company provides for the individual and professional growth. And as I told you, I am working in this company and I grown up to my position as director technology from engineer in this company. That is the growth path this company can provide. And State of the Future Art is an initiative again applicable to all the participate and share their innovation potential, and it will encourage the teams based on that innovation activities to work on patents, to publish papers, and so many activities have been given. There will be on-job trainings, there will be education program to support people, there will be skill development programs. There are ample of opportunities will be provided by our company. There is another question: how do I develop positive attitude in students? So it is, there is no simple answer to it. It is both from a behavioral and practice perspective. We should continuously work towards the positive attitude. We should inculcate passion. There is a famous this one also, vitamin P, that passion is the one which overcomes all the deficiencies and make a person to think positive towards the meeting the goals. So that's what we need to do. There is another question: which field has a lot to learn? Production, quality, maintenance. See, every field and every work in an industry is important, and every work has its depth and width for us to learn. And you can select the field what you are interested. Either it is a manufacturing, it is production, or quality, or maintenance, or even design. And once you selected your choice, you can. There is ample of opportunities and bandwidth for you to go and learn on this. So there is no specific priority and specific domain which will give only limited or extensive opportunities. Every field will give extensive opportunities. It is up to us to focus and learn in the choice of our field. There is another question from Venkat Sai Teja. How the industries give the opportunity to students based on their skills? Industries will give the opportunities based on the skills, performance, and the interest of the students. So, once a person is selected or entered into the industry, everyone in the industry to work towards the success of his and others' career parallelly. So it is not only skill based, it is based on the ability to use the skills and performance, and the opportunities are not only limited based on the skills, and people will work towards improving their skills and give opportunities based on the performance and commitment shown towards the work. There is another question, what about communication skill and is it important? And as I mentioned, communication is the skill that is required for each and every one, both in industry and outside also. Communication is all about informing the others what is required and what need to be done. And definitely, as I indicated, the skills what I said, if you have the wisdom to apply your knowledge, if you are process orientation, the innovation, all the aspects, if you do, communication is part of it. If you don't communicate appropriately, documentation is also part of communication. Correct? The communication complements the other skills what it is, and with all the skills, communication is also important, and you should work on improving how do we present, how do you represent your perspective in a clear way so that others will understand and support. There is one question or clarification. Many colleges give industrial knowledge to students only by their fourth year. Is that time enough for the students to understand industrial knowledge? I'm not sure, but the industrial engagement generally starts from the second year. People will go for a training, for a short 1 month training during the second year, and they can do a mini project in the third year and their regular project in fourth year, and they can participate in the industrial initiatives like the state of the future art and other things at an industry level. So it is not only from a company perspective. I request students also to take initiative and interest to participate in the companies in the industrial aspects, and industries will be ready to support the interested students and aspiring students for improving their knowledge, which will help the industries, in other words. What are the value added courses can be taken during our college period? Is value added courses necessary? Uh, for joining an industry, a value-added courses may not be the fundamental requirement. However, if some courses like working on solid modeling or some analysis softwares, if you have an exposure to it, it will be good. However, as I told you, the more and more important is the fundamental knowledge and the ability to apply the knowledge towards performing a job. All other trainings will be given on during the job, and there will not be any specific value given in an interview. If you are going to select a GET and other things for the courses what you attended, people will try to understand what will be the knowledge and the ability and the attitude towards performing the job and contributing towards that. There is another question: is internship program given in your company? If so, how can we get into your concern? Internship program will definitely given in our company in all the fields, in manufacturing, in quality, in design and other fields. And you can approach our learning and department with details, and definitely they will consider appropriately. See, one problem what we faced with this internship program is when we give the internship program, there should be more drive from the students and from the academia. The normally people will come, and the push from the industry will be less if the students are not interested and not working on it. That could be some reasons the internship programs will not be very successful. However, it all depends on the students' interest. If they are interested and try to come and work on it, industry and particularly our company will support in making that happen. There is another question: which job work is good for mechanical engineering after completing studies? Again, as I told you, it is of your interest. Every job is important in an industry, and there is no differentiating between the jobs. Every job, what is performed in an industry, is important and critical to that specific business. So please make your choice, understand your requirements, your long-term goals, and please select the job, and you will be definitely contributing and successful in that job. There is a question on internship training for those students who have just completed first year. Normally, internship will not be given for the students in the second year. So there is no specific course to be attended. You should select your domain and approach the company, their L&D department or a placements or a HR department. They will appropriately position you. And in our company, if you approach for L&D department, they will guide appropriately. Is a single degree qualification like BSc will be enough to work in a corporate companies, or any other added courses should be done? See, the qualification is a basic requirement to enter into a company. However, the work, what is done in that industry or in the workspace is completely different. So if any additional skills and qualities are required, any additional course can be done. However, it is completely depending upon the work and the industry. And I am sure once it is entered, as indicated earlier, industries will help the people to acquire the necessary skills to perform the jobs given to them. Many students are doing MBA after completion of engineering. Is it helpful for future or not? It depends on what future we want to be. Okay, if you want to be in a design field, and if you want to contribution in an innovation, and if you want to be in some quality kind of things, MBA may not be necessary, but it is an added feature, and any education will only enhance the wisdom and thinking. But if people wants to be very specifically part of supply chain, if they're part of human resources, and if they want to do a sales and service, an MBA will be definitely an added advantage after engineering, because it brings some business related skills in addition to the technical skills. What are the scopes of instrumentation engineering according to your opinion? See, generally what we think and what we feel in the current domain is the future is going to be sensing. The industry 4.0 O is all about remote service and working and ensuring the services without manual interface. So the instrumentation sensors comes under instrumentation, and I believe there is a very good future for the instrumentation engineering where people are working on the sensors and enhancing the sensitivities and scope of these sensors for contributing to the industry 4.0. Is internship necessary to join in the industries? Internships will give an initial opinion to mold your thinking, your body language, and your for short-term and long-term goals to set if you do the internship. So this will help you to perform well and align well once joining into an industry. However, internship may not be a necessary requirement to join an industry for a job. Is the student's project play main role in interview? Definitely, they make some role, and we are interested in not only interested in what is the project about and what is the contribution of the student in doing that project and what knowledge is acquired and can he implement that knowledge to other areas. That's what we try to do during an interview when we are talking about the projects. Just explaining a project and a critical project may not be sufficient in that case. How can we improve our industrial skills during this lockdown? From Okay, from my perspective, this lockdown has definitely created a thinking on all of us. What is going to be the future and how should we work in the future from working from home, and how effectively and what tools are required for us to make our effective communication, effectively define our work, and effectively perform our work. So there is no straight answer because we are all evolving and identifying the answers for this situation, and I am sure as we move forward, the way in which we are going to work is definitely going to think. Over the years, we are practiced to get up in the morning, dressed and go to the office and work in the office and come back home in the evening. That's what our practice. I believe this is going to change. Nowadays, even in just 2 months of lockdown, the way in which we work and the way in which our perform our work has completely changed. So it is still in the learning phase, and we are going to learn more, and we are going to change completely the way in which we are going to work. Is there for aeronautical engineering? Is there an effective opportunities? See, aeronautical engineering or a mechanical engineering or whatever may be the engineering degree, the curriculum matters for selecting or entering into an industry. For example, in a mechanical engineering, we have heat transfer, thermodynamics, fluid mechanics, strength of materials. So same type of curriculum may be available in aeronautical engineering. While selecting an industry, people will look into the curriculum, not only the specific degree, but a specific industry like aerospace engineering wants to have an aeronautical engineering, it may be very different. But for general industries, people look into the curriculums and the ability of the people to understand that curriculum better, then people will be selected into the industry. Will the industries hire fresh employees after this pandemic situation, and what are the job opportunities after that? See, while this pandemic situation creating some problems to some certain type of industries, and certain type of industries are growing. For example, the medical, the food processing industries, the uh, disinfection systems. There are so many other aspects which are becoming relevant to the industries. So the industries are not going to go down completely. There will be adjacencies for industries to work on. So I believe the employment opportunities may slow down for some time, and it will definitely going to pick up as the opportunities are going to be more, and there are several new avenues came as part of this new pandemic situation. There are few questions about very specific like mathematics, geology and other things. The answer can be same. Please be strong in your fundamentals, be conscious on the quality, be process oriented, and please set your goals. Please identify your interest and approach that specific industry and excel well. So it is not this is not very specific to engineering. This is applicable to all type of students and all type of aspects. So the basics remains the same independent of the domains and streams. So please focus on your interest and please excel in your interest area. See, there is one more question from Lakshmi Aparna. How can a mechanical or a production engineer work from home? See, be a mechanical engineer or production engineer, there is not always a requirement of working from the job. There are very few areas where people need to work with their hands. Those people may not work from home. However, all mechanical engineers need not work on the job or on the machines or hands on. So, for example, I am a mechanical engineer. For the last 2 months, I am working from home. So, my job is to think and to bring processes and to improve on this. So, if that is the way, if that is the strategy, if there is a design need to be done in our specific company, we send all the CAD systems to the people to their homes, and people are continuing to work from their homes and communicating well. In the modern era, the communication is very easy. So, there is no the job has lost. There are very few jobs where people has to go physically test or assemble the product. There will be specific, those people definitely has to go to office and work. So however, there are specific permissions have been given for those specific people to work from office. All other people independent of mechanical or production or whatever it is, people started working at least 70% of their works from home. What could be the resources to boost up fundamentals other than textbooks? It is the connect to the real world. Okay, whatever you see and whatever you observe, if you could able to connect to the real world, we then that will give us an ability and an opportunity to think and connect to the next step and connect to the next step and connect to the next step. Book reading is good, and also try to read all the journals and publications and emerging technologies, information on the emerging technologies that will help in bringing the fundamental knowledge. There is another question. Most of the companies give preference to diploma nowadays, not bothering about engineers. What is the reason that engineering should do to get a job with? It is not true. Again, it depends on the industry and it depends on the job portfolio available in that particular industry. Look at the jobs. The job availability is always a kind of pyramid. There will be a lot of positions in the bottom and there will be one position at the top of the industry. So it appears from a one perspective, diplomas may be many in a job because many jobs are available and there is no comparative, only diplomas will be taken and engineers are not taken. In a specific industry, the requirement of for engineers may be marginally low compared to it. For every domain or every have their own requirement and the job potential in an industry. What are the areas LG company is focusing on present era for the students? As I told you, we have a very specific program to interact with academia to take their contribution and other things. So we started this initiative, the State of the Future Art, a couple of years back. So in the first year, there were 26 institutions participated and gave contributions, and in the last year there is 58 institutions participated, and I am expecting more participation this year also. So we are focusing on the people and on their interest to support their interest and collaborate with that institution to work and ensure the student perform his job. And once that is successful, we will be allowing the student to participate in our technology day and present their findings. So this is a good platform, and please read about it. It is available in the web, and please approach to us as I told you in the beginning, and we'll support you in ensuring in participating into this program. So in the interest of the time, I would like to conclude this session, and any unanswered questions, I'll try to coordinate with the webinar coordinator and ensure the answers will reach you. Thank you very much.